I'm so glad that you've dropped in to join us today for another chair yoga class. That says a lot about you, that you're willing to take some time out of your day to move your body, and you know you're going to feel better. Grab your chair, a long strap if you have one, and let's get started. Let's begin as we usually do, just trying to clear our head, become present, and notice what's going on in your body, what's going on in your breath. So invite you to close your eyes for just a moment. Of course, you can be in your chair, you can be on your mat, and modify as needed today. So eyes closed, softening the body, maybe taking a few deep breaths in and out just to clear and acclimate yourself to this present moment here. Thoughts are going to probably come in as you practice. Just let them come in and let them go out, and bring your awareness back to your body, back to sensation, back to your breath. With your eyes closed, where does your mind go first in your body? What part of your body does your mind take you to? Where are you directed? And notice that place in your body and see if you can notice what you're feeling in that place in your body. And if it's something that doesn't feel good or is not how you would like it to feel, start to breathe into that place and try to soften it. Direct your awareness to a different part of your body, maybe the top of your head or somewhere away from that place that you were just visiting in your body. Maybe it's your feet, maybe it's your head. And bring awareness there. Notice any sensation. Perhaps you didn't even notice you were tensing your forehead or your eyes. Bringing your awareness to another place of your body, even maybe wiggling that place of your body so you can really bring focus to that area. Allow your eyes to open now, and if you are sitting in the chair, scoot a little bit forward on your chair so your feet are grounded. If you're sitting in easy pose on the floor, just make sure the spine is tall. Let's take our arms out to the side. Nice breath in, inhaling, reaching fingers. Look up if it's comfortable for your neck, and then exhale, release the arms down. Press the feet into the floor, or if you're sitting, push the tailbone into the floor as you extend up. And then exhaling, release down. Let's take some side stretches, bringing the left hand out to the side, inhaling and reaching up over the head and then over the side. Let's come out just a little bit, inhaling, and then go back in and hold it. So as you're holding this, I want you to notice if the neck and shoulder are tensing, and relax the shoulder and maybe wiggle the fingers, and then look down to the floor and then look up. Look down and then look up. Another deep breath in. And exhale through your mouth and go just a little bit deeper, and then reach up and exhale, let that left arm float down to the side. Noticing the different sensations of the right and left side of your body. As we start to move different parts of your body, I really want you to feel and notice the changes, especially the things that don't feel good, and then we want to modify or do something different. Inhaling now, the left arm out to the side, up over the head, over the top and to the side, exhaling. Another deep breath in. Come out just a little bit and then go back in. Breathing in, look down and then up a few times, noticing any stiffness, any challenging places in your body as we start to move. Another breath in, and then really go in just a little deeper, more breathing here, and then inhale, bring it up, and exhale, releasing down. Both arms up. Inhale, hands together, exhaling, bringing your hands down to your heart. Let's reach back behind you. If you're in the chair, hold on to the back of the chair. Roll the shoulders back, and then lean forward. Lift, leaning with the heart. Let's look down and then look up, lifting the chin, and then look down, and then look up, look down, and come back to seated. Hands back to the lap. Let's do a few spinal twists just to get the mid-body warmed up a bit. If you're in easy pose, we're just going to inhale, and both of us, inhale, lift up. Hands lifting, exhale, releasing down, and bring the right arm to the left knee and settle on the floor with your hands or on the chair and the knee. Another breath in to straighten the spine a little taller. Then on an exhalation, turning deeper into the twist. Making sure that's coming from within and not just using the hand on the leg as leverage. So let's do that one more time. Deep breath in and twisting, exhale. Inhale, hands coming back up over the head, and exhaling, rotating to the other side. Hand on the opposite knee. Inhale, straightening the spine a little bit more, and then exhaling, twisting deeper. Inhaling, straightening the spine one more time. Exhaling. Inhaling, hands coming back up over the head, and exhaling, releasing down. Good. Let's do, those of you who are on the floor, flip to your hands and knees, and we'll do cat and cow pose. Those of you in the chair, we're going to do it from a seated position. So if you didn't start with a chair and you want to try some of these things with a chair, go ahead and grab a chair. Take it, just go grab a chair, or you can do the familiar poses in the method that you're used to. Cat and cow pose in a chair, hands on the knees, rolling the hips forward to the front of the sitting bones, arch your back, really extend up with the chin. Imagining there's a big ball behind you on the exhalation, rolling back to the back of the sitting bones, curving the spine, chin down towards the chest. Inhaling, rolling forward again onto the front of the sitting bones. Exhaling, rolling to the back of the sitting bones. We're almost hanging from our knees, really scooping it out in the front. Inhaling, rolling forward. Arching the back, exhaling into cat pose here. So these movements are really good for our digestive system, really good to stimulate all the internal organs here in the mid-body. So something that I do frequently during the week, wouldn't hurt to do this one every day. One more time, inhaling and exhaling. Let's come back to a neutral position. Take your feet just a little bit further. We're going to do a forward bend. So you can stand up and do your forward bend here, or just do it just as effectively in the chair. Inhaling, reach up, expand the arms. Exhaling, hands come to legs, slide down. If you're standing, make sure those knees are bent. Drop your head completely, hanging the head. Nod your head yes and no a few times. Inhale through the nose and bring your back up to a flat back. And then exhaling, let the body drop forward again. We'll do that one more time. Inhaling up to flat back. And exhaling, folding forward. Making your way back to seated or standing. Inhaling, head comes up last. Push the feet into the floor. Extend your hands up over your head. And exhaling, let the arms drop. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale, reach up. Exhaling, slide the hands down the leg. Knees are bent if you're standing. Drop your head completely. Inhale to flat back. And exhale to fold. While we're folding forward, take your right hand and bring it onto the floor between your feet. If you're standing, you can just do this with a half bend and just twist, or just modify. So hand on the floor, extending the left hand out to the side, and as you extend out to the side, really lift out of the shoulder joint and reach up. as far as you can. You may not go straight up above the head, and you may just be out to the side. Some kind of twist here. Inhaling, exhaling, releasing now the left hand between your feet. And exhale, pause. We're going to go to the other side, inhaling the right arm out to the side, reaching up towards the sky. And notice maybe the difference in the mobility of the right and left shoulder in the twist. Release the hand back to the floor. Coming back to seated, rolling up slowly. Use your hands on your legs if you need to, and inhale, reach up. And exhaling, let the arms drop. Good, just roll the shoulders back a few times and bring the feet back to hip width. Let's work the hands just a little bit. Get them moving. Open, close, and make some circles with our wrist, clenched hands, clenched fingers. Take your hands down like you're pushing something down, a box down towards the floor. Fingers are spread. Now scoop those fingers up with the fingers pulling back. Really push with the heel of your hand. You should really be feeling your forearm firing up right now. So I want you to imagine that you're in that plank position on the floor, a push-up position. So we're really activating the arms and the shoulders. Make sure they're not tensing just because you're pushing forward. Drop the shoulders down and really engage by pushing with the heel of your hand. You should really feel this. Point the fingers down now, and then let the arms drop down to the side. Shake it out. We'll do that a few more times. Pushing down, spreading the fingers, and then scooping the fingers forward with the fingers pulling back. You should really feel it in that forearm muscle right there. Point the fingers down, pull the fingers back. Point the fingers down, pull the fingers back. Now we're just going to shake out our hands and give our forearms and our wrists a good stretch and a good nerve flossing, preventing carpal tunnel. Really a good thing, this stuff. So palm up, pull the fingers back, and just do what feels good. If something doesn't feel good, avoid it. Release the pointer finger and move that back and forth. And you'll feel just a strange sensation right there. It's a good thing. Release the middle finger and move that back and forth. And if it's been a while for this, you might be kind of tight there. Release everything but the ring finger and the baby finger, and then move those two together. And we're going to give the thumb a good stretch. We're going to pull the thumb back and shake it out. We'll do the other side. Pull the fingers back. Release the pointer finger. Release the middle finger. And release ring and baby finger. And then pull your thumb back. Very good. So that should feel pretty good with our hands, arms. Let's work the shoulders just a little bit. No one has shoulder tension, right? I know I do. So back behind the neck. Just give yourself those little squeezes. And little pinches with your hand on top of your shoulder. And just loosen that up a little bit. You might have some rocks underneath your shoulders there. As you move that around, kind of play with that tissue and see if you can just release and let that go a little bit. You can, if you've got something pretty good, a pretty good muscle that's tense there, you can just grab it and hold it squeeze it for a few seconds, and then release it, and then squeeze it, and then release it. So that helps blood flow come into that area. It also helps really loosen that up. So I want you to just release that hand and notice the difference between that right and left shoulder. Let's see what this other side is like. So just squeezing, getting those fingers in. So this is really a lot, probably more helpful than you think it is. And if we go long periods of time without, it builds up. And we haven't been able to get to if you go to a masseuse, if you go have those massages, we haven't probably been able to do that lately. So self-massage and this type of work is really important to do. Working that in there, squeeze, hold and release just a few times. And if you're finding this is a problem area, come back to it later today. So I think last week we worked our arms pretty good. Did anyone feel sore the next day? So that is a good sign. That means we've created, we're challenging our muscles, and it's just really important that you don't do that same exercise every day, but give yourself a little bit of a break. And then Epsom salt soaks are pretty good to help with that, but in the next few days, keep moving it. Keep moving that area. Hopefully, I gave you some things to really work on the arms. Take your hands to your low back, interlace your fingers and push them down, and then lift the hands up behind you. And then release the hands back towards your body and relax. We're going to take that stretch again. And if you wanted to, if you're standing or seated, you can fold forward to add a little bit more sensation and stretch if you want to. Make sure your head is dropping. To come out, let the hands drop down to the legs first, and then roll back up. Head coming up last. Let's go down to our feet and get them and our ankles and our toes moving just a bit. Bring your left knee or your right knee in towards your chest and circle your ankle a few times. Change directions. Point and flex and point and flex. And let's do that same thing with the other side, circling the ankle. Point and flex, point and flex. Good. Let's keep that same knee up and take it out to the side and bring it back in and out to the side. Just working the range of motion of our hips. You might have some tightness, you might have issues with a joint. If you do, take care of yourself. You know your limitations. So circling around, but it's so important that we keep these. Do you usually move your hips and your legs in this way? They're made to move like this, but we very seldom do. It's usually just walking, not any of this or any of this, anything different. So this helps, movement will help lubricate the joint, create that synovial fluid in our joints to keep them agile and free of pain. So some of you may be experiencing arthritis, and some of these joints might be uncomfortable to move, and so we avoid it. And that's the worst thing that you can do, is to not move those joints. So just moderate movement, continuous daily stuff it'll help rid yourself of a lot of that unnecessary pain and stiffness. So it really does help. Let's go into a modified pigeon pose here. Those on the floor can do it how they like to do it on the floor. Cross that leg over. What we want to do is keep this foot flexed. If you have a lot of SI joint pain, you'll know if you have it. Anyway, you want to avoid this pose probably and just keep your legs closer together. So SI joint stuff, avoid pigeon pose. If you have, however, sciatic pain, this is your pose. Flex your foot, bring your knee on top of the foot on top of the knee, keep the spine tall. If you're not feeling enough stretch or sensation here, you can push the knee down, and you can also lean forward. When you start to lean forward, you're going to feel it where? Where are you feeling this? Into the right glute here. So you might be feeling, you might not. Go to the point where you start to feel a stretch, and if you need more, you go deeper. If you need less, you do less. But make sure this foot is staying flexed. We're gonna take a deep breath here. Feel the stretch, notice sensation. Bring the knee back up in towards your chest, and let's hold underneath our leg, just support it there. Keep your back tall, shoulders down, and let's just kick our foot back and forth a few times. Notice what you're feeling. Keep this foot pressing into the floor to support the pelvis. Now let's extend that out, Bring the knee back in towards the chest and drop that down. So does everyone, I hope everyone has a strap nearby. If not, well, you can just hold the leg like you did earlier, but we're going to go into it a little deeper in just a second. Right knee into the chest, holding underneath. Let's bring that foot over the top for pigeon pose. Flex the foot, keep the spine tall. Notice sensation in your hip and in your glutes, and if you want more stretch, lean forward. So you can lean forward. Some people may have to drop clear over. Some people, oh, it's not happening to move forward. So just listen to your body. It'll tell you. It'll talk to you. The more you do this kind of work, and the more you bring awareness, you will just start. Your body will talk to you and tell you things, all kinds of things. So it's important to listen when you're moving and exercising. Taking those deep breaths while we're holding the pose. And let's go ahead and come out of it. Bring the knee back up in towards the chest. Take the knee out to the side. We forgot our hip circles. Take the knee out to the side and back in. And then some circles here. If you find clicking or popping in a certain particular part of the joint, that's an area you might want to just kind of focus on and stay there a little longer. Make sure you're going both directions. Remember that we're creating some lubrication here in that hip socket. Knee back up in towards the chest. Hold underneath the leg. Push the right foot or the left foot down into the floor and then kick back and forth with your foot flexed, and you can feel your hamstring there probably getting a little bit of a stretch and awakening there. Knee in towards the chest, step it down, and just walk out your feet. Just pedal your feet back and forth. Let's go a little bit different. If you do have a strap, grab your strap. If you don't have the strap, just hold on to the leg like we were just a minute ago. Drop the strap down to the floor, put your foot on top of the strap. Keep the spine tall. So really what we want to do when we're going into this type of a stretch is to not let the back round down while we're extending the leg out. Keep the back tall, the heart lifting, and then lift up the knee towards the chest, keeping the spine tall, and then start to extend the leg out. If you're just holding your leg, you can do it like this. Going a little bit deeper with a strap. You can use a long piece of cloth or whatever. So we're, depending on how much stretch you need, the higher you go, obviously, the more intense that stretch is going to be. It doesn't matter how far we go. It's the sensation that we're feeling. So I want you to find your level that feels pretty good and stable, and just hold it there for another deep breath. Try to keep the heart lifting. Hold the strap with the same hand that your leg is extended, and we're going to let that open out to the side. If you can, take the hand out to the side. Breathe, keep everything lifted. Coming back to center, switch hands. So we're holding the strap with the opposite hand that our leg is extended. Keep the spine tall, and we're going to cross it over our bent leg just a little bit. We don't have to go very far to feel something. And this is where you're going to feel your IT band stretch. This is really good. A lot of people are tight here. So it's not like the other side where we're going to extend it way out, cross it over just a little bit, take the opposite hand out, and maybe a twist. Breathe. Inhale, hand coming up over the head, circling forward, knee back in towards the chest, and step that foot down and just adjust yourself. Bring the strap or your hands behind the other leg or under the other foot. Knee in towards the chest, extend that leg out and bend and straighten. And let's find the height that feels good on this side. Now I really want you to concentrate on those sitting bones. If your one sitting bone is lifting up higher and it's creating that curve in the spine, we really want to push both sitting bones down into the surface that you're sitting on. Really important. Feeling a good stretch there? Grab the strap with the same hand, open it out to the side. Now you can hold on to the chair if you need help with balance, keep the spine tall, or you can take the hand out to the side. Breathe. come back to center, switch hands, check in, both sitting bones pressing down, crossing that leg over just a little bit for that IT band stretch all the way down your leg, even to the ankle. You're going to feel that. Arm coming out to the side, lift and breathe. Back to center, knee bending, straighten, knee bending, and drop that foot down. Good. You can put the strap just to the side. We might use it in just a second here. Just walk out your feet. Take the knees wide and just let the knees drop down. We're just going to windshield wipe the knees. Come to the edge of your chair. That will make it easier. Good. So while we're in this position, we're going to do a modified lunge pose and some other things added on. So if you are standing, you can just get yourself into a lunge position. You can hold on to the chair, slide the left foot back, and most likely you're feeling a good stretch in this hip flexor here. But we're supporting on the chair, so we're getting a good stretch without the need to really sustain ourselves. If you really wanted to and you feel strong enough, you can lift up off the chair into the full lunge. Otherwise, just support yourself here on the chair. So we're getting a good stretch here in that quad and in the hip flexor. Let's take it into a side angle pose. So instead of being on the ball of the foot, I'm going to drop my heel to the floor and bring my right elbow to the knee. The left shoulder is pulling back. So hand on the hip to start with. This might be your pose here. You can also do this in the standing position. Sweep that left hand up over the head and at an angle. This is a side angle pose. You can do this with support of the chair or be off the chair. Make sure the shoulder is pulling back. Inhale, reach it back up, back to the side. To come out of the pose, we're going to just support here, lift back up, and let those feet come back to center. Let's do the same. Let's just windshield wipe a few times, and then we'll do the same thing on the other side. Making sure that you're on the edge of your chair if you're using a chair. Right leg will slide back. Toes are tucked underneath to start with in a lunge position. Supporting or not, just kind of play with it. Maybe you could take the seat off and maybe you need that support. Feeling that stretch again here in the hip flexor. Breathe. Let's take it into a side angle pose, dropping the heel so the foot is at a right angle here, and then bringing the elbow to the knee. Make sure you're not letting that shoulder drop down forward. Pull the shoulder back, open the heart. You might be just staying here. Or you can extend that arm over the head, stretching the side body and pointing the fingers. Really extending with the hand as well. So we're continuing to reach. Coming out of the pose, bring the arm back to your hip. Push up, legs just releasing back to center. Good. So to counter stretch all that opening up, we're going to cross our legs, lady style, making sure that both hips are staying down into the chair. So knees crossing over, and we're going to take our hands between our knees and just create a little bit more of a cross here. So we're pulling it open, crossing even deeper. Does that make sense? So we're making that cross deeper so that we're, instead of pulling out now, we're pulling in. It's not a real intense stretch, but a good counter stretch for what we've been doing. So cross the other legs, sitting bones flat into the chair, and then just open it up. Uncross. While we're here, we're going to do, let's go into eagle pose. So we're going to be using our legs and our getting a good stretch in the upper body. So let's go ahead and cross the right leg over the left. Now you can either just let the feet relax here, or if you want to work the ankles, tuck the toe back behind that leg. Some of you might not be able to do that. Do you think it's important? Yeah, it looks kind of cool. I've got my toe crossed behind, but that's not the point. We're working our ankle into a position that's stretching the feet. It's stretching. Can you feel where it's stretching? And we're going to bring our body in and up. Whether you're doing this from a seated position or a standing position. So opt into whatever way feels good for you. So this is the lower part of the body in eagle pose. The upper part of the body, we're going to bring the same leg over the top, pull the belly in and up. That will secure our core. And then if you want to go deeper, shoulders down, let the forearms wrap around each other and bring the palms towards each other. That might not happen. So you can stay here or bring the back of the hands together, but go into that as deep as you want to. Now, to add a little bit more sensation, you can lift the elbows up, and that will create even more stretch in the back of your shoulders. But we don't want the shoulders to come up with it, just the arms. Belly pulling in and breathing. Finding a focal point if you're standing and balancing. So if you're not in the chair, this is a balancing pose as well. Let's release it. Uncross your arms, uncross your legs, and just walk it out. Pedal the feet, walking the heels. Let's open it up to counter stretch. Pull those arms back as far as you can, opening up and looking up. So remember, we want to counter stretch with that position as much during the day as you can, because most likely, what position are we in? Are we in this? We're in this mode, unfortunately, right? So whenever you think about it, open up, lift the chin, and let's bring it back down. Let's do the other side. Eagle pose on the other side. Taking your cross position, make sure we're both seated down. Tuck the foot if you can. Spine tall. Left arm over the top. Drop the shoulders, belly pulling in. So you can notice before you pull that belly in, you're really loose in the back. There's not a lot of support going on. So as you are aware of that, have that awareness, that really helps the spine and your whole stature, the whole of your body, just to stay stable. Going deeper if you want to, wrapping the forearms, maybe to the back of the hands, or maybe wrapping forearms, and then lifting up those elbows if you want more sensation. Breathing, focal point, dropping shoulders. It's really easy to tense up here. Keep it down. One more breath. Releasing arms down, opening up, uncrossing the legs, counter stretching, open up. Let the hands drop. Let's do another forward bend. Feet hip distance. Inhale. Exhale, folding forward, dropping the head. Inhale to flat back. Exhale, folding. Back to standing. Use your core. Knees are bent if you're standing. And exhaling, hands releasing down. Just shake out your hands and let's walk out our feet. Flip your chair around if you're using a chair so it's facing you, and we'll go through a few salutations. So you can use that chair if you want to or not. Feet hip width, whether you're standing, doing this standing or using a chair, make sure you're honoring where you're at. Listen to your body. Don't do as many reps if you can't, or just do what you can. Inhale, hands coming up over the head. On the exhalation, let your body fold forward, knees bending. Hold on to the chair, let your head drop down. We're gonna stay here for 2 breaths. Try not to let your mind wander. Stay present and focused. Maybe looking down at those beautiful toes. Neck is relaxed. Next breath in, go ahead and step the right foot back to your lunge position. Adjust that left foot forward, shoulders rolling back. gazing out over the top of the chair. If you're on the floor, hands are on the floor. Do this first rep really slow, so it gives you time to adjust. First salutation today, listen to your body. Step the left foot back, feet hip distance, bend the knees, pull the hips back, lengthen the spine. Into your plank position, making sure that the shoulders are over our wrists and those hips straight drop down into a straight plank and not letting the back sag yet, quite yet. Staying in that plank, supporting the spine. Back into your down dog. Bend the knees. Back is long. Get out of the knee to straighten those legs. So most likely most people need to bend those knees. So straightening the legs is just going to pull on the low back, creating pressure in the discs in the low back, causing a lot of problems. So listen to your body. Right foot stepping forward now. Adjust the hips back. One more breath here. Full, complete breath. Left foot stepping forward. Feet hip distance, drop down into that forward bend again. Making our way to standing, we're going to do it nice and slow. Drop the hips. Knees are bent. Like we're almost getting into a squat position. We're working our legs here. We're still there. We're still in our squat position. If you need to, put your hands on your the hands on your legs, and then we'll stand. You feel that in your legs? Hopefully. And then you're not feeling it in your back. Let's do a few more reps with breath. So we're gonna move a little bit more quickly. If you need to take the pace slower, or even if you need to sit, do that. Feet in front of the chair. Focal point, really important. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Left foot stepping back first this time. Right follows. Down dog. Inhale into plank position. Exhale back into down dog. Left foot stepping forward. Right follows, forward bend. Inhale, hips drop, head comes up to standing. Exhaling, hands to heart. Breathing in, inhale. Exhale, folding forward. Right foot stepping back, lunge. Left follows, down dog. Inhale to plank. Back to down dog, exhaling. Right foot stepping forward. Left follows, exhale. Inhale to standing. Exhaling, hands come to heart. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, folding. Left foot steps back. Right follows. Inhale to plank. Now we're going to hold plank. You can stay here in straight back, or if you want to explore with a back bending pose a little bit, you can let the hips drop and come lifting the chin. Back to down dog, exhaling. Left foot stepping forward. Right follows. Back to standing, inhale. Exhaling, hands coming to your heart. Release the arms down. Stand in mountain pose for just a moment. Notice the energy that you've created, the tapas that you've created, the heat. It's a good thing. So we're going to do a few more things in that salutation. We're going to add a few more poses, a few more things to stretch different parts of your body while in some of those poses. So face the chair again, or come to the front of your mat if you're standing. Inhale, hands up over the head. Once again, fold forward into your forward bend, let the head drop. Right foot stepping back to your lunge position. Left hand reaching forward, reaching to the sky, reaching out to the side, palm facing away onto the low back. Breathe. We're looking out over that shoulder. Inhaling, reaching back. We're just going to retrace that pattern back into down dog. We're going to hold down dog for 2 breaths. While you're in down dog, bring the weight. Now this is optional stuff here. Bring the weight into the left foot, slide the right foot back and up to hip height. If you want to, you can extend it up higher. Feel a good stretch, keep both hands connected to that chair or the floor. Release the foot down. Let's bring the weight into the right foot now. Slide the left foot back, lifting the foot up. Breathe. This is all optional. Make sure you're listening to your body. Bring that foot to the mat. Right foot is forward. We're going to take our right hand forward as well. Right hand to the sky. Right hand back behind you. Palm facing away. Hand on low back. Shoulder pulling back and looking over your shoulder. Let's come out of it, reaching back first, reaching to the sky, reaching forward, hand to the chair, stepping left foot forward. Inhale, flat back. I want you to straighten your legs here. Yes, you can straighten your legs. I don't say that very often. Let's bring the head down, the chin towards the chest, so the back of the neck is long. And now go ahead and bend those knees. Make sure you're bending the knees over the toes, down into that deep squat. Hands coming to your legs, the head comes up, and making your way to standing. Good, shake out your legs. Shake, shake, shake. Move the arms around. Inhale, and exhale. Let's just do a little, one of my seniors used to call this floppy arms, and it's good for the kidneys, good for the mid-body. So I want you just to let your arms drop down to your side. And I don't know if you did this when you were younger, but I did. I'd put my coat on in the winter sometimes and not put my arms into the sleeves. And so my sleeves would be just flopping around, and I'd kind of just twist and they'd be flopping around. So I want you to imagine that you've got your coat on, your arms are not in the sleeves, they're just at the side of your body, but your arms are going to be the coat sleeves, and they are going to flop as we twist our body. So I want you to keep your legs really stable, and this first time we're going to let our hips move first. So I want you to just flop your arms, no holding on to the arms at all, and they're just flopping around, even hitting the back of your body. And just maybe take some deep breaths in, just to let go. And what does that feel like in your breath? Stabilize and really kind of get down. You're prepared. Nothing's going to push you over. Stable legs. That's what we want to feel here. And then, then move the arms. So I'm feeling that intense twist. I can tell I have a lot of stuff right here, right now. A lot of maybe emotional stuff that I'm holding on to that core of my body. I just want you to be aware of what that feels like as you twist. Kind of gets into the deeper stuff. Now just relax. Deep breath in, inhale, reaching up. And exhaling, soft arms down to the side. We're going to kind of slow things down a little bit with soft hands and soft arms. Those of you who know and practice with me, we do this occasionally. So I want you just to stand in a position, the feet a little bit wider than the hips. Really soften the knees and soften the arms. So the idea here is just to let the hands lift really slowly, and like your wrist is tied to a string here, so that when you pull up, everything else just falls and limps and just, okay, really limp. Lifting those hands up like you're moving to really thick water. And then the hands coming down slowly. So when the the heel of the hand leads, and then the rest of the hand just follows slowly. Inhaling, slowly lifting up. You'll feel the nervous system really start to slow down here and start to settle, soften. We're going to bring the hands in and then take the hands out, lifting, leading with that wrist area of your hand, soft, floppy, and then back down. One more time. And then soft. Reach up over the head. Transitioning to the floor now, bend the knees, forward bend. Come to your squat position if you choose before we go to the floor. So get your props ready. It'll soon be time for Savasana, so get those handy while we're making that transition. Going to work our core a little bit. Support behind your legs, do that. Otherwise, hands out to the side. Start with heart lifting, and then start to curve the spine one vertebra at a time, rolling to the floor. Let the legs extend. Let the legs feel heavy. Just shake them a little bit. Reach up over your head, a nice reach, and stretch. And exhale, bring your arms back to the side of your body and get ready for Savasana. So you can adjust your body into a position that feels good to you. Maybe that means letting the knees bend so the back of the floor can be on the mat. In fact, before we get too relaxed, let's do one bridge pose. So our bridge pose, to get set up for that, I want you to bend your knees, bring your heels under your knees and they're hip distance. Feet pressing into the floor, start to push the feet and lift the hips. So that we want the height to come here, lifting the chest, the chin will slightly come towards the chest, and equally pressing the feet into the floor. We're just gonna hold for one more breath. We're not even really going to get into it deep, but I wanted to get that in. So slowly rolling back down to the mat, one vertebra at a time. And of course, those of you who are at home can do more reps of that if that feels good to you. Go do it more intensively. Otherwise, we're going to prepare for our Savasana now. If there is a pose that your body is craving, you have that option to do other things. So if you're not quite finished with your practice, there's still some things that your body is craving. Go ahead and do those poses and you can catch up in Savasana in just a moment. You can pause this. Those who are ready, allow the legs to extend out now or get to the position that feels good. I invite you to roll the palms of the hands up towards the sky. And let's take some releasing breaths together. Deep breath in through the nose. A nice exhalation. A deep breath in. Remember that vibration, that sound will release a lot of heavy stuff out of your body. So if you're alone, really let that rip out. Good stuff. So be aware right now how you're feeling as we enter into this, our ending pose, most important part of your practice. You can cover your eyes with your eye pillow if you want to. You can put some essential oils on. Anything to assist you in this relaxation process. So I'm going to guide you through a little bit of a meditation, a little bit of a guided relaxation. So let your body totally surrender to the floor underneath you. Scan your body. Find places that you're holding on, and you will know. Let your body talk to you. Relax and let go of any heaviness. Let go of any cares or worries, concerns that are just in your head. Can you just let them drop out of your head? Feel it. Leaving your head lighter. Leaving the inside of your head lighter, your face softer. Letting the weight of your head drop into the floor. You're not holding on to anything. Notice if your mouth is tense. Relax your tongue. Relax your throat. Any sensation going on in your neck or your throat? Anything that you're not saying that you want to? Speaking your voice, afraid to speak up. Feel it in your throat. Let it go. Let it go down into the earth. Relaxing your shoulders. Any weight, burdens, expectations. Let it go. Let it go out of your shoulders, your upper back, any tension, stress. Can you feel it there? What are you feeling there? Relaxing your arms all the way down to the palms of your hands, your fingers, the tips of your fingers. See if you can feel that sensation of energy flowing down your arms to your hands. Perhaps creating some warmth, some tingling. Relax and soften those hands. Bringing your awareness to your chest, your heart. Noticing any heaviness there, any sadness, sorrow, fear. Just let it go. Let it go down into the earth. Leaving your chest, your heart, your mid-back relaxed, open. Moving down a little lower in the body into your solar plexus and your belly, even down into your pelvis. Feeling your hips. What are you feeling there? Insecure, unsure of yourself. Judgment, criticism. Comparison. Just let it go. Let it go out of your belly, out of your pelvis, out of your hips. All that heaviness, things you don't need, let it go. Bringing your awareness now into your legs. Allowing the legs to feel heavy on the floor. Completely surrendering your legs to the floor. Bringing your awareness now to your ankles and your feet. Allowing the toes to soften. Any indecision, direction issues, not sure of what's happening the rest of the day or tomorrow, the rest of the year, let it go. Let it go out of your feet, down into the floor, leaving them refreshed and light, hopeful. the whole body. So relaxed, surrendering down into the floor that's supporting you. Let go of any of the heaviness. And in your mind's eye, I want you to now focus on the light shining above you. The nice warmth of the sun, perfect temperature, shining down equally on all parts of your body. Filling you with light, filling you with love, filling you with hope, direction. Unconcerned about things that are going on around you. Grounding yourself first here. Filling yourself with love first. And then allowing it to spread out to those around you. Seeing everyone with love. No judgment, no criticism, understanding, compassion. Feel it in your body. See if you can feel it in your body. Be aware. Awareness of what your body is telling you. Bring your awareness now to your breath. Gently place your hands on your belly. And start to feel the movement of your belly. Eyes staying closed. Start to wiggle toes. When you're ready, you can bend the knees. Roll to your favorite side in fetal position. Let your eyes remain closed. And then when you're ready, gently prop yourself up to seated. Hands resting in your lap. Palms open towards the sky. Continuing to let that light into your hands. Soft gaze out in front of you. And your next breath, allow the arms to lift. Allow the breath to lift up your arms. Hands up over your head. Letting the hands drop down to your heart. Namaste. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you in the next class.